All right, guys, today is Wednesday. Hayden P. Nye. Hayden P. Nye died this week. I knew him to wave. He liked the way I played piano. The newspaper said when Hayden first came, he could see only grass and wild horses and wolves roaming. Then folks moved in and sod got busted, and bushels of wheat turned the plains to gold, and Hayden P. Nye grabbed the Oklahoma panhandle in his fist and held on. By the time the railroad came in on land, Hayden sold them. The buffalo and the wild horses had gone. Some years, Hayden Nye saw the sun dry up his crop, saw the grasshoppers chew it down. But then years came of rain, and the wheat thrived, and his pockets filled, and his big laugh came easy. They buried Hayden Nye on his land, busted more sod to lay down his bones. Will they sow wheat on his grave where the buffalo once grazed? January 1935. Scrubbing up dust. Walking past the Crystal Hotel, I saw Jim Martin down on his knees. He was scraping up mud that had dried to crust after the rain mixed with dust Sunday last. When I got home, I took a good look at the steps and the porch and the windows. I saw them with Ma's eyes and thought about how she'd been haunting me. I thought about Ma, who would have washed clothes, beaten furniture, aired rugs, scrubbed floors, down on her knees, brush in hand, breaking that mud like the farmers break sod, always watching over her shoulder for the next duster to roll in. My stubborn Ma. She'd be doing it all with my brother Franklin to tend to. She never could stand a mess. My father doesn't notice the dried mud. At least he never tells me. Not that he tells me much of anything these days. With Ma gone, if the mud's to be busted, the job falls to me. It isn't the work I hate, the knuckle-breaking work of beating mud out of every blessed thing. But every day, my fingers and hands ache so bad. I think I should just let them rest, let the dust rest, let the world rest. But I can't leave it rest on account of Ma haunting. January 1935. Outlined by dust. My father stares at me while I sit across from him at the table, while I wash dishes in the basin, my back to him. The picked and festered bits of my hands in agony. He stares at me as I empty the wash water at the roots of Ma's apple trees. He spends long days digging for the electric train folks because when they can use him, or working here, nursing along the wheat, what there is of it, or digging the pond. He sings sometimes under his breath, even now. Even after so much sorrow, he sings a man's song, deep with what has happened to us. It doesn't swing lightly the way Ma's voice did, the way Miss Freeland's voice does, the way Mad Dog sings. My father's voice starts and stops like a car short of gas, like an engine choked with dust. But then he clears his throat, and the song starts up again. He rubs his eyes the way I do, with his palms out. Ma never did that. And he wipes the milk from his upper lip the same as me, with his thumb and forefinger. Ma never did that either. We don't talk much. My father never was a talker. Ma's dying hasn't changed that. I guess he gets the sound out of him with the song he sings. I can't help thinking how it is for him without Ma, waking up alone, only his shape left in the bed. Outlined by dust. He always smelled a little like her first thing in the morning when he left her in bed and went out to do the milking. She'd scuff into the kitchen a few minutes later, bleary-eyed, to start breakfast. I don't think she was ever really meant for farm life. I think once she had bigger dreams, but she made herself over to fit my father. Now he smells of dust and coffee, tobacco and cows. None of the musky woman smell left that was Ma. He stares at me. Maybe he's looking for Ma. He won't find her. I look like him. I stand like him. I walk across the kitchen floor with that long-legged walk of his. I can't make myself over the way Ma did. Oops. And yet, if I could look in the mirror and see her in my face, if I could somehow know that Ma and baby Franklin lived on in me, but it can't be. I'm my father's daughter. January 1935. Last one. The President's Ball. All across the land, couples dancing arm in arm, hand in hand at the birthday ball. My father puts on his best overalls. I wear my Sunday dress, the one with the white collar, and we walk to town to the Legion Hall and join the dance, our feet flying, me and my father, on the wooden floor, whirling to Arlie Wanderdale and the Black Mesa Boys. Till 10, when Arlie stands up from the piano to announce we raised $33 for infantile paralysis, a little better than last year. And I remember last year when Ma was alive and we were crazy excited about the baby coming, and I played at this same party for Franklin D. Roosevelt. And Joyce City and Arlie. Tonight, for a little while, in the bright hall, folks were almost free of dust, almost free of debt, almost free of fields of withered wheat. Most of the night, I think I smiled, and twice my father laughed. Imagine. January 1935. So do you think things are a little bit better because of the ball? Or is it just like one little moment and things aren't really better? It was just a moment. Think about that.